Well, good afternoon and welcome to Explorers Expresso live from Fargo. Dan Vaughn with you. And we make sure we're being heard. That's always the first thing we do. Make sure I'm being heard. And,
Good afternoon and welcome to
yes.
Expresso live from Fargo.
A little wonky in the Wi-Fi. We'll fight through it. I'm going to be here very long today. Today's the Tuesday catch-up day from here in Fargo. Team arriving last night. Various forms. Some flew, but most of the team drove, arriving around 3:30, 3:15, somewhere like that in the morning from Chicago. Let me bring me over here. Oops, sorry about that. Bring me there. And let's bring this down. Here we go. There we go. We're at the hotel pool. Mongo's doing a media. I'm still tired. A media availability at 1 for the local stations there in Sioux City. So we are setting up here. Let me adjust the camera just a tad there. There we go. I'm in workout gear. I'm in dragon butt gear on a Tuesday. Long weekend there in Chicago. Not a very good day yesterday. I won't rehash a lot of it. There's not a lot to really talk about. The X's just didn't look good yesterday. Really, for the better part, let me slide this over. There we go. There we go. For the better part of the weekend, the X's didn't look good at all. There were some bright moments. Weatherby's fine outing I thought was good. The offense waking up too late on Saturday. Falling behind and catching up, but not enough. Two really concerning things to me over the weekend were the performance of the bullpen yesterday and over the weekend on Saturday. But then again, the positive side was performance on Friday. I mean, and I think that's the question that a lot of folks are asking today. And I was asked this last night on This Week in the Association with Rob Paneer and Kevin Luco. Which X's team will you get on Wednesday? I think you'll get the one you got on Friday. I think you have to go back and look around the league yesterday and what the league did. I mean, you had a lot of teams, that sort of just rolled it out there. It is the last day. In Sioux City's case, a long bus ride ahead. Chicago's case, they got a flight. It's a difference. They found out during the game, apparently, that they're around the tail end of the ball game. They'd be flying to Cleveland. As a matter of fact, they celebrated the field after the game. The fans were over. They didn't do a celebration until after. They clinched a playoff spot over the weekend, but they didn't celebrate as a team until the game was over yesterday and the fans were gone, and they came out of the clubhouse and celebrated out in front of the scoreboard. But that was it. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing great today. Those are my knee-jerk takes from the weekend. I don't want to read too much into the weekend, but also not read anything into it, because you got to take some of it out there, right? I mean, you got to do that. So, but I think yesterday was the one, even though it was a 10 spot in the pen. Your pen's been great all year. If you're going to have a meltdown, that's the day to have it, right? The last day when you don't really have anything, you weren't going to improve your position at all. You were, at worst case scenario, you wound up being tied for second, but you won the tiebreaker. So that was already determined for the ball game anyway. I mean, it didn't matter if you won or lost. You were going to wind up number 2 in the division, number 2 seed. Now, Fargo did sneak in there right a game behind you, so they got hot late. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. But I do have a couple things for you. First off, the pitching matchup for tomorrow. And that's probably the first thing you guys want to know, and I'll give that to you now. The X's with Austin Drury tomorrow, who's coming off a phenomenal pair of outings, really, for the better part of August and the better part of the second half of the season. He's been pretty good. And he will go tomorrow night. They're going to go with Kevin McGovern. Interesting choice, I think, for 2 reasons. One, he's interesting because Wyatt Sioux Falls listed second in the standings. Are they listed as second in the standings? Let me just look here real quick because I got the standings up. That I don't know. Larry, according to what I got, again, this is what I've got. And going into last week, do I have that handy? Let me see if I've got it handy for you. This would have been on Saturday. I think I have it on Saturday. No. Let me go back to Friday in Kansas City. So we got Friday. This is Friday in Kansas City. Give me a moment here. These are game notes from Friday because I don't know why we're listed second. I don't know. I don't know. Point Street does that sometimes. Usually, Larry, that means that they finished ahead of you, but I have a different number, and maybe my number's wrong. Let me pull it up here. That was Thursday. Thursday in Kansas City was the 31st. Let me just see what that note said. That Thursday night, as of Thursday, Sioux City and Sioux Falls were 6-6 head-to-head. Second tiebreakers right with the division. Currently, the West Division, the Explorers were 33-28. Canaries were 31-30. Okay. The X's finished 33-29. Canaries, what did they do on Thursday? They didn't play Thursday, did they? Is that correct? Yeah, they were off. The Canaries were off that day. Let me double check and make sure. So they would finish. If they didn't play that day, bear with me here. They played Lincoln. They played Lincoln on. They played Winnipeg, and they lost to Winnipeg the day before, and they won against Winnipeg on Wednesday. So they played Cleburne. So they were 7-4 on a winner there. So let me figure that out here on two different mathematical equations here. So they were actually, well, this would have been proper because this was Thursday. I knew I would have had this right. So they were 31-30 within the division. You were 33-28. Now, I guess the only thing I can think of, and let me figure this out while we're sitting here, Larry. Well, great question. So I want to know too. Do we not play the same amount of division games, which would be the only thing I can think of? 61. So 508. We both played 61. So, yeah, I don't know. We have a 540 percentage against the division. They have a 508. We win more division ball games. I went back and did that twice. Maybe I suppose I could have misadded. I suppose, but that's what I have. So I don't know what that really means. Anyway, sorry about that. That's best I can tell you. I don't know. I'll reach out and find out what the story is, and we'll get you the answer tomorrow. I'll be mortified if we were wrong because I don't think we were, but I added it a couple times, and I think they even had the tiebreaker mentioned on their broadcast as well. But anyway, good question. I appreciate it. Anybody else got questions here? We have a lot today. Just want to give you guys sort of the lay of the land. Team got in late last night. A couple of guys kind of moving around here, but there were a handful that flew, me included. But I had to wait around until they got here last night because I realized, oh, wait, my medicine, et cetera, were in the bus. So I didn't go to – it basically wound up being a wash for me. Yeah, I got here early, but I didn't go to sleep till late because you guys know as you get older, you got to have your meds, man. You got your meds. Not that I'm so old, but excuse me. Anyway, we hope to get out and do something out in town today. It's a little overcast today. It's supposed to be nice tomorrow. Had some rain last night. It's supposed to be nice tomorrow. We will get out and do the show somewhere tomorrow. I don't know where. Probably downtown at one of the coffee shops. That was the plan today. I'd hope to give you some news today for the league. The league will be announcing, I believe, sometime today, the postseason All-Stars. Now, that was all voted on over the weekend. I mentioned this in the broadcast over the course of the weekend. All the GMs managers and media / broadcasters were voting for those over the weekend. Now that's player of the year, pitchers, starting catcher, all that, postseason, the combined all-star team. And that would also include down the road at some point, not yet, but things like manager of the year, executive of the year, things like that. So I do know that's coming out. I don't know. I know it's coming out this afternoon. We will talk about it tomorrow on the show as well. We'll have a longer show tomorrow. We got a lot to talk about tomorrow. But if it warrants, I'd thought about doing this show at 2, but I told you guys all weekend we do it at noon or thereabouts, and that's what we're doing right now. We got about 10 more minutes or so of this window until we got to get Mongo set up for his media availability from here in Fargo. So, anyway, what do you guys got? How do you guys feel today? How do you feel going into tomorrow? Does the weekend bug you? Does yesterday bug you? Does that all get tossed out the window? Do you just kind of say, yeah, I've done this long enough? I'm a little bit of both. I think one game it bugs you, but the overall body of work shouldn't. Okay? That's kind of where I am. I think last night you got to give a little bit of a curve because you were leaving, and they all knew that a long drive ahead. The team didn't know that until Sunday, or Saturday. I'm sorry, we were heading to Fargo after the ball game. We knew that on Saturday. Pardon me, but you're mentally knowing you got a day off. It is the last game of the season. You're getting a lot of guys some reps. You probably didn't. Your lineup card will look a little different on Wednesday night. You didn't play Scott Oda the last 2 days. You didn't play Jimenez. Both guys were banged up. Give them a couple extra days. That was part of it. I can't wait for this. I had a pitching match. I wish we were still the 2. We are still the 2. I don't know where that came from. I don't understand that. I really don't understand where. I don't understand where that came from. I don't really. I'm going to find out because I was under the impression that we were still the number 2, but I don't really know. Anyway, no, head-to-head, Jason, we were tied 6-6. Yeah, we tied 6-6. Within the division, Sioux City had a better winning record in the division. That's the second tiebreaker that I was under the impression of, and that's always been the case. Was the second tiebreaker was within the division. The third tiebreaker, I forget what it was. It did come into play a couple of years ago in 17, I think it was. But I believe, Jason, it's with the division, which I just told you guys a moment ago. Sioux City had a better division record, 540 to 508 within the division. So I don't know, again, what the league I don't know where that is. I'm going to try to find out here between now and tomorrow, or at least in the next 2 minutes. Maybe I can just find out now, but I don't know. I was under the impression within the division, the X's had a better record. The magic number was 1. Sioux City, of course, didn't win it. But on that magic number day, Sioux Falls lost on Sunday. Sioux Falls lost to Cleburne, clinched you the second place in the division. So, anyway. Let's see here. We got, sorry. Silviano back. Yeah, he's been gone all year. Now, what does that mean for Fargo? That's one more good bat. But I would tell you, that, now granted, Nogowski played the series before. But what has Silviano got left? I mean, does he? How much rest is on there, right? That's the question. It's like, let's just say, for example, Matt Lloyd had been off all, the last 2 months, and he's suddenly in the lineup, and suddenly he's there. Now, his presence alone will be important, right? And but I don't. Hey, you're in the playoffs, right? You're going to get their best punch, and I'm not surprised. John Silviano has been a really big player in the playoffs over the years. This is not going to be. This will not be an easy matchup. If it is, I'll be shocked. This series, I believe, will go to Saturday, and it can go either way, either ballpark. Even winning here doesn't guarantee anything. I saw Kansas City win here last year and get beat at home twice. It doesn't mean squat, really, when you get to this point. But, yeah, Silviano does get him. I don't – why Point Streak has the third. I don't understand that. Where is everybody seeing this? Standings? I don't understand that. I don't know why Point Streak has the third. I don't know why. Unless I'm missing the division record. We'll go back and add after the show because I'm almost – we did this a couple times already 2 weeks ago. We went through all these scenarios, and now it's coming back. I don't get it. And Point Streak has the third, but believe me, Point Streak is wrong enough times that it's possible they don't have it all. I'm going to find out because I thought the second tiebreaker was within the division, and the X's had the better division record. By virtue of beating Kansas City all those times, but Sioux Falls didn't do very much. At least on the road they didn't. So, anyway, I see it too. I'm looking right at it. But, okay, now here's the deal. In that scenario, they've got Lincoln ahead of Cleburne in the playoff, in the overall standings. If that's what they're going by, I don't know what this really, unless this is going by the last 10. They went 6-4, you went 5-5, and that's really where we're going to go to next. Is where that's where Fargo's been. Fargo's been 8-10, and they've been, playing really good baseball. I think really, Casey, I'm more nervous about the fact they played good baseball. But it should be good matchups. I expect, at least what I'm hearing, is that I'm going to check my notes here, but I had let me see if I can find out. Oops, sorry. Now, these are probables, so don't, we're not 100% sure on this, but I do know tomorrow is going to be McGovern, which, I think that's, if I'm them, I do the same thing. But they've got McGovern on Wednesday, lefty Grauer, and then the young man, Colton Davis. Davis was really good against Sioux City in 2 starts. As you get well known, the X's had no answer for him. McGovern and Grauer are guys that have been there and done that. McGovern's done that enough times that he would put the fear of everybody in you, right? So you know what you got there. Tomorrow, Austin Drury will be his first playoff start as an Explorer, but Drury again's pitched very well lately. And then I don't know the announcement yet on Friday. From what I understand, again, this is just speculation from here. I can't tell you this until I talk to Mongo in about 10 minutes. But I don't think you'll see Solomon Bates until the weekend, if at all. That's sort of what Bobby mentioned on Sunday, and Sunday's with Bobby. Because, again, the holiday fell on Monday. You don't get to the doctor on Monday unless it's an emergency. And, this was not a life threat. It's emergency for us, not life-threatening for us or the world. So specialists aren't available until Tuesday usually. He is going to see that, I think, already seen him, and that may be going on right now. And that will know more perhaps. But I know that Drury's going tomorrow. That's what I can tell you. And I know McGovern goes tomorrow for Fargo. Last call on questions and comments, guys. Well, tomorrow we'll have more. We'll know hopefully the league awards tomorrow and all that. Let me pull these questions up here. So you guys are nervous. You should be nervous. This is playoff baseball. This is different baseball together. This is not June playing Cleburne, which is still a big deal. But this is a nerve-wracking time. It's white-knuckle time. But I will tell you this. This team's built for these kind of moments. Again, these are the boxes we're going to check all postseason. Starting pitching, check. enough offense, 4.9 to 5 runs a game, check. Allowing 4.7 or less, check. Those two are hand in hand, really, the runs allowed in your bullpen, check. Those are 3 things. We know how this team plays. It's wire to wire. They get a lead, they lock you down, they really lock you down. You got to Rukowski in the back end, when you got Caracci down there, also, Max Coons. Yes, he was rough yesterday. I tossed that one out. Okay, Max Coons is a sub-3 ERA guy most of the time in this league. I just throw that out, right? Carlos Diaz got that one out of his system. Diaz is a playoff guy. I can tell you that right now. Carlos Diaz even told me he's ready for the playoffs. It's his time. Diaz has got playoff skins on this wall. He's done it here in this ballpark before. He's not going to be worried about a Silviano, the bases runners at first and third, and a Silviano at the plate. It's still a challenge, don't get me wrong, but he's not out there and throw strikes and challenge. He's done it before. I've watched him on eyes. So those are your recipes right there again, okay? That's what you got to do. And, again, I think that's where this club is. And when this club's on, that's what this club does. If you go out there and give up 9 and score 10, well, that's an outlier. That's one of those weird things about baseball. Now, I'm not saying you won't go. I'm not saying you won't go out and score 10. It's very possible. If you score 7, 8, or 9 in this series a game, it's church. You're going to win this series with your eyes closed. This club's pitching's too deep to not be able to overcome, have a 7, 8, 9 run lead. Now, yesterday was a classic example of what this club usually doesn't do. 3-0 lead, I felt very confident in the 4th inning that once they went in the bullpen, which they did, the 5th, this thing was going to land easily. It didn't. But more times than not, you're going to have a 3-0 lead, this team's going to shut you down. They may give a run up here and there, they're going to shut you down. They didn't do it yesterday. Anyway, last call to question and comments. Tomorrow we'll be back at noon here in Fargo. I'll be downtown somewhere. We'll actually have a coffee. We'll have more to talk about, perhaps the postseason awards, which I do believe come out this afternoon. We will talk to Mongo as well, and maybe having somebody, a guest of the show. We'll see. I'm not going to reach out and get a live guest. We'll see about that. But anyway, tomorrow in the noon hour on Facebook Live from here in Fargo, we'll come your way and get you ready for the Red Hawks and your Sioux City Explorers. Tomorrow night, 6:30. All the air times tomorrow stays standard for us. The 6 o'clock start on the pregame on KSCJ, all right? KSCJ tomorrow, Friday, Saturday back to Q102. Brad's right on. Congratulations, Brad, by the way. You're playing Chicago. They won the Cleveland Sweepstakes, and it should be a great time. It's playoff time. Congratulations to Brad and the Cleveland Railroaders. They built that thing. You know what? A lot of congratulations going around, but I want to just tell Cleveland, who began, 2017, is that right? And had ownership change and some office change and managerial changes, and they've had a little traction problem. They got it going a couple of years ago in 21, and they're back. They've got, 3 straight playoff appearances now for that organization. That's really cool. That's a program that's in place. Just to congratulations them what they're doing. It looks great down there, and small. A little engine that could too. It's a small town. Granted, they play in the 3rd largest metropolitan area of the country. Don't kid yourself. Cleveland's a doorstep of Dallas-Fort Worth, but it's in the country. I mean, you're out there the set of Friday Night Lights is where you're at. It's the country, but it's on the doorstep of the largest metropolitan area in Texas in the South and the 3rd in the country in a media market. But again, they're not located in downtown Fort Worth. They are located out in the quote-unquote boondocks, right? But we have a lot in common with them. They're kind of our brethren. I salute them. Yeah, Brad's a good dude. I'm happy for those folks down there. They're passionate fans of the X's fans. Luella Collins, pardon me. Stito, good luck in Cleveland, Brad. Yep. Here we go. Got some love from Stito there in Kansas City. Luella Collins, go X's. You guys ready for Go X's? Everybody's ready for Go X's. We're all ready. I'll see you tomorrow at lunchtime again. Drury and McGovern tomorrow night. Also, AA Baseball TV. Now, here they bring us on when we come on as well, so that'll be all tomorrow. We'll be back with you at lunchtime tomorrow. We'll have a little longer show tomorrow, and we'll break down some of the numbers that we can find as the Explorers and Red Hawks from here in Fargo. Team arrived last night. They're here off day today. We'll see you tomorrow on this show on the broadcast tomorrow night. Let's do some 1, 2, 3, go X's. You guys ready? I'm ready. Here we go. We're on the W. I'm with you. We're all with you. We're all with you. We're all with you. Here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go X's. I'll see you tomorrow on the broadcast, everybody.